Let's talk about books. This is Book Talk. I'm your host, Anthony Moirore. At Book Talk, we get to have authors come and tell us about their book or about their writing journey. And always we are having great guests who come and just bring a subject that we could be interested in, something that they are passionate about. And today we have a great guest with us. Her name is Sabrina Osso. The book that we are going to be discussing today is known as Home Safe Home for You and Me. Be ready to go and meet with Sabrina and hear about this book. Please remember to share this video with all your friends. If you have a question, ask. If you have a comment, we love feedback. So just submit your comment and let's keep going. So here we go to meet Sabrina. Hi, Sabrina.
Hello, Anthony. How are you?
I'm, I'm fine. How about you?
Very well. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yes, good to have you here. We are excited to have you here to tell us about your book. Where are you?
I am in New Jersey, actually, close to New York.
That's wonderful. New York. We're always hearing New York, and it's good you identify that you're close to it. It's the most known city, I think, in the States.
Yes. Yeah, I
Oh,
say that because New Jersey's a pretty, the state is long, so you could
mhm.
be in New Jersey and not close to New York, whereas I'm close to New York.
Yeah, that's good. So before we get started, maybe we'll mention about yourself. I see you're a TEDx speaker, you're an author, a real estate agent, and a professional dancer and teacher. That's great.
Right.
Tell
Thank
us
you.
a bit of what you do, and then we will go into the book.
Sure. Yes, as you mentioned, I am a real estate agent, an author, and yes, a professional dancer, teacher. And my company is Osso Safe. Feel safe where you live, learn, work, and play. We
Hmm.
combine education and technology to promote safety and prevent violence in the workplace, schools, but in particular in your place of residence. It's about creating and maintaining
Okay.
respect in homes.
Hmm. That's wonderful. Wow. Respecting homes. Don't we
Yeah.
all need respect all around?
Yes. Yes, I
Okay.
agree.
So, yeah. So, when did you get started on writing?
Well, this children's book that I wrote, it's been in the making for quite some time, actually. I look back, it's about 10 years, but I just published it in September, October of last year, 2022.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
it's something that I always had in my mind to do, and now it's out there. So I'm so grateful, and I have a great publishing company that I highly recommend.
That's beautiful. I love the cover. Home safe, home for you and me. Now, it appears to be a children's book, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, it is
Hmm.
for adults and children, but it's more geared towards children, whether they are safe at home or not safe at home. So it's very inclusive.
Mm. Tell us a bit more of what you share, the ideas you share there.
Sure.
For someone, if you may not give us the whole book, but then a clue of what we are going to find there, either the child or the parent is going to find in that book.
Sure. Well,
Mm-hmm.
the book is, like I said, for adults and children. If for children, it's good for pre-K all the way up to, I would say, middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And we discuss the difference between respect and disrespect, abuse and non-abuse, what constitutes safety, and we empower children to use their voice if they're not safe at home. So
Mm-hmm.
we are letting them know that you have choice, and letting them think, who do I feel safe with at home? If it's mom and dad, great. If it's only
Mm-hmm.
mom or only dad, that's fine too. But what if it's not mom and not dad? Well, think about it. Who do you feel safe with? Is it an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, a close family friend? And if you have no one, then we're encouraging the Osso Safe Kids cheer, and we could discuss that a little bit later on in the interview. But that's the summation of the book, if you will.
Okay, that's good. And in the first place, what inspired you to write it? If I, because I'm curious.
Well, I am a survivor of violence. My father beat my mother on a regular basis. So
Mm.
I know firsthand how difficult it is to live in that type of environment. And I personally know quite a number of children that are not safe at home. So
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to reach out to them and to speak to them and to say, this book is for you, kids. Whether you're safe at home or not safe at home, especially if you're not safe at home, because you deserve respect, you deserve safety, you deserve choice. And we don't
Mm-hmm.
wait until you're 18 years old to say, look, if you're not safe with mom and dad, well, you have choice. You don't have to wait till you're 18 years old. Um,
Yeah.
so it's to empower them, to give them voice, that they have choice.
Mm. The world is changing at a fast pace, and I discovered that many of the things that we were doing when we were young, and I guess even new, are not the same things that are happening today. And my curiosity is that what, in your perspective, are the dangers present today that the child feels not safe at home
No
compared
respect.
to the earlier days, to
Well,
our time?
I have to say, home violence has existed for far too long.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I feel like not much has changed. So, people will fault social media and the internet, and in a way, yes, but thanks to social media and the internet, we're more aware of what's going on. We could click, we can go to all of these platforms and know what is going on. So there's more awareness. But as far as solutions, and we feel at Also Safe that we are providing very unique solutions, especially with the children's book, because it's kind of laying the foundation for better residency, to whether you live in a whatever home is for you, whether you live in an apartment or a two-family home or a big apartment building, you need to be safe. You need to
Mm-hmm.
have, there needs to be respect, positivity, empowerment, encouragement, freedom of choice, and respect is the biggest ingredient. But if you're not safe at home, you're dealing with violence, abuse, chaos, dysfunction, verbal, physical, sexual abuse. That does not make a good home, ever.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the
Mm-hmm.
70s, not in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2023, and
Mm.
2000, uh, 2500 in the year 2500. So
Yeah.
it has to be there. And Anthony, it's a practice. So, and this
Yeah.
is what we say in the book, that we have to
Mm-hmm.
practice respect, we have to
Mm-hmm.
practice safety, and that for the child, you're not crazy. Because at school they learn respect, but then when
Mm.
they go home, they see dad beating up mom, or mom beating up dad, or maybe there's pornography going on,
Mm.
BDSM, which is bondage, domination, sadism, and masochism. I mean, what these kids go through at home, it's inexcusable, unacceptable. So they're learning one thing at school, and then at home, maybe they're getting attacked by mom and dad.
Mm.
So the
Mm-hmm.
the book really lays the foundation for respect, and to give them voice where they could say their cheer. I want to live where I am also safe, and I am also safe with, fill in the blank, kids, fill in the blank.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not mom and dad, stepmom, stepdad, who do you feel safe with? And say that cheer over and over again until it becomes true. And we're
Mm.
introducing don't go home. If you're not safe at home, stay at school, stay at
Mm-hmm.
camp, don't go home, stay right where you are. Even when the police and the superintendents and the teachers and any adults say to you, no, you have to go home, stay at
Mm.
school. And you and whoever you name that you feel safe with, they're the ones that have to come pick you up
Mm.
to safety and bring you to safety.
Yeah, that's wonderful. The messages that we should let our young ones know, because if you just let the young ones out there without giving them ideas of how life should be, the precautions that we should take in life, what we should observe as the accepted norm of the society, then they won't get it from anywhere. I mean, they will get it from the wrong sources. As you said, the internet is out there with just about anything, and they will pick that.
Right, right. I thank you for echoing what we're doing.
Mm.
Thank you.
Hmm. How big is the book? Being a children book, I don't expect it to be a big one, a huge one.
Right. It's 28 pages back and front. So
Okay.
it's just yeah, it's a paperback, and it's uh 14 pages, but back and front 28 pages. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a fast read, but I feel like we've been getting a lot of positive feedback from the book, even though it's a thin book, but it has a lot of meat to it, if you will.
Yeah, I get it. And do we cover and some of the children's books, we have sections where it says this is what we are tackling at this section, or is it a story like kind of a book
Uh,
from beginning to the end?
It's it is considered a nonfiction book,
Mm.
and I introduce myself into the book, and I say, I know what you're going through if you're not safe at home. I know
Mm-hmm.
exactly what you're going through because I wasn't safe. And I say in the book, remember, it's not your fault. You're not alone. We're always hugging you. We're always on your side to give support to children, because I know, thinking back, I didn't have anybody helping. If anything, the adults around me made it worse, from the
Mm-hmm.
neighbors to family members. I had no one. So I know what it's like to feel alone and feel like, yeah, you're the problem, kids. You made me hate you, or you did this. So the book honors children's voices, and we also give tips in the book on, like it's okay to feel angry, but we
mm,
don't punch anyone, we don't hit anyone,
mhm,
we don't act violently. So healthy ways to express your angry feelings is punching a pillow or and breathing. So we introduce deep breathing, so taking a deep breath, holding it for 4 seconds and then let it all out. And
mhm,
also writing your feelings on post-its, because children, you can't force them to speak. They have to
mm,
speak when they're ready. So the post-its allow for, whenever you're ready, write it on a post-it. And sometimes it's easier to say those tough emotions on a post-it versus verbalizing them. So
mhm,
we say that in the book. And so all of these tactics that I wish I had growing up.
mm, mhm. Yeah, children's books are usually visual, and I believe this one also have got some images that are interesting. Can we have a look at one or two?
Sure,
Not all of
sure, sure. No,
it. Yeah.
definitely, definitely.
Mm,
I know, yeah, I mean, just to give you, uh, that's just the, and the illustrations were done by an illustrator in Pakistan. He was so great. Like one page in the book that I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on. Uh, no for the moment, which means right now you are safe. You know,
okay. Uh-huh.
and just to introduce to kids that when you're not safe at home, you're always scared, you're always in a panic mode. But
Mm,
if you just stay in the moment, don't think about, like, after the fighting stops, don't think
yeah.
about the past, don't think about the future. Right now you are safe. Like,
Mm,
just to even introduce that idea to kids that are not safe at home. I have received positive feedback on that from kids that are not safe at home, that that's their favorite page or one of the favorite pages, like, just to even say, yeah, right now, just right now I can breathe, the fighting stopped, I'm
mm-hmm,
safe, just to even introduce that.
mm. Where can people get this book? Is it in the bookshops there in around where you stay, or countrywide, or where?
Yes, well, it's definitely on Amazon. It's definitely on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, eBay, Half Price Books, bookshop.org, and Google Books. And
Mm-hmm.
I think I've seen it on Target, Target.com, the big chain.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been doing as many podcasts and speaking engagements to get the book out there. And I
Mm-hmm.
have received positive feedback from teachers and librarians and just other professionals, in the field of children and even adults, and I want to say that this book is good for adults because in the back I have a grandparents, parents, and teachers, use this book as a tool to educate yourselves and the children in your lives about how important it is to practice respect and safety in the home, you know
Mm, mm-hmm.
uh, and I want to say that the people that don't like the book, they're abusive.
Mm.
So it's
And we,
almost an a I gotcha,
yeah,
like,
yes.
aha, why don't you
Mm-hmm.
like the book? If you don't like the book and you're hiding it from your child, it's because you're abusive, you know.
And we always have kind of this kind of people all around. So yes, they are listening. At some point, they will listen and they will say, "Oh, I
Yes.
hope they don't leave the negative comments here."
Well, it's kind of like holding the mirror to them and say,
Mm-hmm.
you need to change your ways. And
Mm-hmm.
I also want to say that the book is a staple in Osso Safe certified properties. My business focuses on the real estate industry. We are introducing into the real estate industry Osso Safe certifications for properties. where we are saying to property owners, property managers, and tenants, landlords, hire us, we'll get your property also safe certified. Everybody gets educated, all the residents, whether they're adults
Mm-hmm.
or children alike. And we're using the children's book to kind of lay the foundation. There's not
Mm,
going to be any violence, no abuse, no chaos, no dysfunction, no verbal, physical, sexual abuse. And it's kind of lays the foundation for children to say, look, if you're unsafe, it's okay to say so because you're in an also safe certified property. Everybody gets educated, they sign a policy that we have copywritten and trademarked, and
mm-hmm.
there are therapists assigned to the property, so that way it's more on the preventative side versus waiting for an episode of violence to occur. Then police come, bad news travels fast. We're all on the prevention side, and the children's book is a staple in this regard. And there's technology also, but for the scope of this interview, these are the components that make for an OSO safe certified property. Our logo gets placed outside of the property, so that way people know, wow, I know what that means. And the logo is also out on the book, so
Mm,
that way
mm-hmm.
kids know what that logo means. Like, oh, that means I'll be safe in that house, in that property.
Now that's interesting. If I get it right, being an agent, you're not talking about the sale of the property, or is that what you? Because at some point I say it's like yours is just to go and make sure that the homes are safe, or are there transactions of the property?
Yes, no,
And if there are, at what point do you come in?
well, this is why we are bridging Oh So Safe with the real estate industry. So this is
Mm-hmm.
like taking real estate to the next level. Like, okay,
Okay.
you have the contracts by buyers and sellers and landlords and tenants, so on and so forth. But getting the property also safe certified in an OSO safe certified property, we're saying we're not going to release the keys to you until you get OSO safe certified. So everybody
Mm,
gets educated. You sign the policy, which is an addendum to the mortgage or an addendum to the title of the property. Because what's
mm-hmm.
the use of putting residents in a property if they're going to beat the crap out of each other, if they're going
Mm,
to be violent, if the kids are going to be abused, if the
mm,
adults are going to be abused? I mean, so
mm-hmm.
this is taking residency or safety to the next level,
Mm,
and so it's kind of like make setting safety, requiring safety to be a standard in all
wow.
residency,
Wow.
respect.
Yeah.
So every
Now I kind of got it, and I hope even the person who's listening or watching has maybe did not understand it at first, but now they do. Because I have been meeting at the estates where I go into a building where it says this building is CCTV monitored.
right, right.
So now, when you bring this concept of viewers, this is a bright idea, I believe.
Thank
It's a
you.
bright idea. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody deserves to be safe, which means
Mm-hmm.
respect, So,
Mm-hmm.
and it has to be a practice. So, which means education has to be brought into the equation because,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you come from abuse, it's easy to abuse, right? So, with in a
Mm-hmm.
no so safe certified property, you're going to know that, oh, if I pull my partner's hair, that's not allowed in an OSO safe certified property. You will be immediately evicted from the premises. That's also
Mm-hmm.
part of the certification, so it's it's
Wow.
it's education and technology, and it keeps the
Wow.
children safe. That way
Mm-hmm.
they're not traumatized, they're not afraid. They could be grow up to be their best selves.
Mm. And I believe you also provide some contact persons just in case of anything. in the agreement, or as you sign the lease, there are numbers that you provide where people can be reached that can come and, I
Well,
mean.
we're not a nonprofit. We're not a charity. Like we strongly feel at Osso Safe that this has to be a paid service, so
Mm-hmm,
that way it actually gets resolved. Versus the nonprofits and charities, they have to wait for donations. We are setting a new standard where safety, respect has to become a required standard condition of residency, and for that,
mm-hmm.
it's a paid service. So,
Okay.
and we have three levels of OSO safe certification. In case violence happens, we go
Mm-hmm,
in, we have the mechanisms and systems in place to remove the violent individual or individuals.
mm-hmm.
So it's really kind of everything is done within OSO safe.
Yeah, and my question was, in case of violation, or if in case the home is not safe, and someone, one of the members of the home, has to reach to someone, they don't go to the authorities directly, they come to also.
Also
Isn't it
safe,
that way?
yes. Well,
Yeah.
we work with the authorities
Mm-hmm,
simultaneously. So the abuser, because it's in the policy, it states very clearly there, it's not like it's a secret. If you
mm-hmm,
act in any way, shape, or form abusively, you get immediately evicted from the premises. So it's not like a
mm-hmm,
surprise. So you don't have to live here. You don't want to live
mm-hmm,
here. You don't have to live here, but the intent, the goal is to make every property OSO safe certified. So wherever you go, you either change your ways or you get evicted over and over again until you change your ways. So let's say violence happens, you the abuser gets evicted, and then we go in with extra therapists, extra resources to get the rest of the family de-victimized, if you will. Because we're saying, why should you leave? Uproot the kids, run around like a refugee. You stay right where you are. We will get you de-victimized. That way the kids don't have to be uprooted into a different school and you're on the run. It's insanity. Stay right where you are.
mm-hmm.
So this makes for better residency for everyone.
Wow. And the reason that I think this is a very bright idea is many of us have been trying to cure the disease of
Right.
the violence that is happening out there from out there. And now you're driving us back to deal with the violence, or the lack of safety from where it originates, because it originates from the home.
Exactly, Anthony.
Yes, this is a bright idea. And I don't know how many other people are doing it out there, but just in case they are not, you should advise everybody to go to for the idea and implement it in every homestead.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for the positive feedback and the echoing it. Yes, that's how we feel.
Mm,
It's we've because I thought about this for a long time. What did I need growing up? What did I
mm,
need growing up? And I know that if I had my own services, my own products, my father would not have gotten away with half the things he got away with.
mhm, mm.
We intend to make this uh national and then international for sure.
That's good, and I wish, I desire that it becomes such a widespread idea. It becomes like what I just mentioned. This home is monitored by CCTV, so yours become every home I go, that's CCTV, and then there is also safe. It's also safe certified.
Right,
But
right. Thank you,
yeah,
Anthony. Yes, that's the
hmm,
intent. Yes, especially for
yeah,
children. In
mm,
this country alone, there are 15 million children that witness violence in their own homes each and every year. Those are just the
hmm,
ones documented, just the ones that we know about, just in the U.S. So
mm,
I know also safe certifications will dramatically decrease, and the goal
mm,
is to get it to zero, zero,
mm.
zero.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So, how can people follow up with this idea? It's interesting, and I should encourage everybody to follow up with it. So, how can they maybe reach you or read more about what you're doing?
Sure. The website is ossosafe.com.
Yeah.
We're on all the major social media platforms: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. In fact, on TikTok and YouTube, we specifically do videos geared towards also safe kids, meaning all
Mm-hmm.
children, whether they're safe at home or not safe at home. We talk about abuse openly. We talk about warning signs when they are of dating age, what to look out for. We
Mm-hmm.
talk about respect. We talk about what constitutes a good relationship. So
Mm-hmm.
that's on the TikTok and YouTube, Also Safe Kids. And yeah, and then the book, obviously, as I mentioned, is out there. But yeah, those would be the best ways.
Okay, wonderful. That's a bright idea and is a good book that you have shared with us. We really appreciate you coming. We've come out here thinking bright ideas to deal with the violence that is all around.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
It's respect. You know, we need
Yeah.
respect. We need
Hmm.
positivity, empowerment, encouragement, and thank you for allowing us to be on your platform. This is fantastic.
Thank you very much. And for those who are watching or listening, we appreciate Sabrina coming to our show. We've been talking about the book Home, Safe Home for You and Me. We talked much more than just that, just the book. And this is why we remind you to please go to the website, also safe.com, and learn more about it. You can get the book from there. And also, we've tagged the Amazon link in the description so you can also buy directly from Amazon. And let's spread this message. It's a good message.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And that's about it for today's book talk. And before we go, we would like you to leave us with a few words. As always, few words that we should always remember. What are your few words?
I'm sorry, few.
Few words that we should always
Oh,
remember.
yes, yes. Well, I you deserve to feel safe in your home. And that just because you are a parent, it doesn't give you the right to abuse your child. And that safety needs to become a standard, respect needs to become a standard, and that we need to practice that, practice it every day, um, as much as possible. And everyone deserves to live their best life.
Wow, that's a good message.
Thank
And we
you.
thank you. Thank you. That's about it. Today's show, this book talk show. We've been having Sabrina also talking about her book, Home Safe, Home for You and Me. And the episode is over. I've been your host, Anthony Morore, and together with Sabrina, we are saying stay safe and bye for now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.